as we talk about your life's work, I brought in Captain Rich, and he is going to talk about what it is like to be a professional fisherman.
Wow, what it's like to be a professional fisherman. Well, it takes a lot of schooling. You've got to have a lot of education because to be able to take people out fishing, you have to be a merchant mariner officer, okay? And what that entails is you have to have so many hours of sea time. Then you've got to have so many hours of classroom time. And then you've got to take a battery of examinations. And after you take all of that and you have your physicals and all the different things, they will give you your license just to be able to take people fishing.
So how long have you been doing your job, and do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. I've been doing this for 8 years now. This is my 8th season being a professional fishing guide. And I also fish the IFA redfish circuit, which is a nationally known redfish cup. And then before that, I was actually in the military for 22 years. So this is my retirement job of a lifetime. I mean, just think about it. I get to go fishing every day. I get to meet new people. I get to teach people how to fish and catch different things. And a lot of times you have good days and you have bad days, and you take the good with the bad, and you just enjoy every day because being out on the water is just relaxing and fun in itself.
So how many fish have you caught today?
Today I think we've caught 7.
7?
7. It was kind of a slow day today. We've had a lot of wind, as you can see in the background, which plays havoc on trying to catch fish, because you remember when you were trying to cast earlier how hard it was trying to cast into the wind? That kind of makes it difficult, because if you don't get your bait right where it needs to be, right where the fish are at the right time, you won't catch them. So that's kind of where you gotta, before you get ready to go fishing or do anything, if you go hunting, you gotta practice. You gotta go out and you gotta shoot your rifle and make sure that you're a good shot, that you can make that. It's the same thing with fishing. When you go out, you go fishing, you gotta learn how to cast and learn what you need to before you go out. So that way when you go out, you'll be able to catch more and have more fun doing it.
So can you give us some pointers of the proper way to throw and bait a hook?
Absolutely. What we'll do is I'll get some stuff ready. I'll get the bait out, put it in the proper the buckets that we're going to use. I'll get the rods out, and then I'll show you how to do everything. How's that?
Thank you.
Today we're going to be using a spinning reel. That's what this kind of reel is right here versus a bait caster, because it's a little bit easier to throw this cork. And we're going to be using a rig, and this is normally what people would call, what would you call that?
Rig.
A bobber. Most people call it a bobber, but it's really not a bobber. These are special, because you'll see it's on a wire. See that wire right there? And when you move it,
it moves.
It makes a clicking sound. And what that clicking sound does is it actually emulates a shrimp's tail coming out of the water. So that attracts the fish. So not only is this a strike indicator, when I say strike indicator, that means when the bobber goes down, you know that there's a fish on it. Okay? This is also used as a lure. So we're going to try, and I'm going to try and teach you how to do a little bit of both. So we've got a little bit of a long leader because of the amount of water that we're fishing in, and we're going to be fishing for spotted sea trout today. Okay? Now we're going to reach in there and grab, how about grab one of them shrimp out of there for me, and I'll show you how to hook it up. Okay, good deal. Now, you know, everybody has their own, oh, there he goes, he's trying to get away. Everybody has their own way of doing it. Some people say hook it in the tail, other people say right here where the horn becomes part of the body on the shrimp, right here you'll see there's a little light spot, and you take that circle hook and you ease that circle hook straight in and go straight across the body. See how he can stay good and alive? Look at him hopping around still. And that is going to help us attract the fish once it gets in the water. Okay? Now what we're going to do is you'll take it and we're going to cast it. Now I'm going to give you a real quick casting lesson because these might be a little bit larger than what you're used to. Now what you do is you want to have about a foot of line from the tip of your rod to the popping cork. Okay? Then you move your bail so your line is closest to the reel. You take your hand just like so and grip the reel just like this. Then you can reach down and grab the line, flip the bail over. Then you're going to always watch where you're throwing because if there's other people on the boat, you don't want them to get a hook in. So then you just watch where you're going. It's all technique. When you get to about where you want the cork to end up, you're going to release it. So I don't have to throw it real hard. Watch. And it ends up where I want it, okay? Then we manually close the bail, make sure that the line is set. We're going to reel in a little bit of slack, and then with our wrist, you're going to give that rod a snap. And that's going to hopefully attract the fish because they're going to hear that clicking sound. So about every count to 10. Okay, and then when the cork goes down, what I'm going to want you to do is I'm holding my rod tip down. When the bobber goes down or the cork goes down, you're going to reel as fast as you can until you feel the fish and then just raise the rod tip. You don't need to set the hook. We're not at the Bassmaster Classic or anything like that, okay? So concentrate on snapping your wrist. Oh, did you see that fish jump right over there? That was one of them right there.
Is that what we're trying to catch?
Well, I don't know if that was a mullet or a trout. It looked almost like a bluefish.
All right, so I got my brushes, got my ladder. Okay, got my hat, got my goggles.
Hey, Tanner Pete.
Oh, hey, Colby. What are you doing here?
Well, I just came to see what you were doing.
Well, I'm just getting stuff gathered up. I got a job to go do here in a little bit. Got to do some more painting. You know, just got to do my work.
I was just wondering if I could help you do anything.
Well, maybe here in a little bit, but what are you doing here? Besides wanting to come and help me, but what are you guys doing on the show today?
Well, we're actually doing a show right now called Your Life's Work, and I'm interviewing different people about what they do and what their life is about. And I just got back from Mr. Rich. He's actually a boat captain.
Oh, okay. So he's a boat captain. Well, look here, come here, let me tell you something. As a boat captain, he's got a lot of stuff that he's got to do. I mean, you're seeing how he was teaching you how to fish, and all that kind of stuff. That's really cool. You know, there's a lot of people out there that's got some really neat jobs, and they have to work really hard at those jobs. You know, they can't be lazy, doing nothing and resting all the time, staying in bed and sleeping and not doing their work. You know, did you know that? Mm-hmm. You know what happens when you don't do your work and you're just lazy and sleeping?
You get fat.
You get fat, you don't get any of the money, you get poor. You know what, there's a scripture that talks about that. Did you know that?
Actually, no, I didn't.
Yeah, there's a scripture. Let me see. Okay, got my brush. Oh, here's my paint can. All right, so let me show you where that scripture is, okay? All right, so that scripture is in Proverbs 6:10, verse 11. And it says, you say, I need a rest. I think I'll take a short nap. But then you sleep and become poorer and poorer. Soon, you will have nothing. It will be as if a thief came and stole everything you owned.
Oh, that's an interesting verse. It's like if you sleep all the time, you won't know if someone's in your house and breaking in.
Exactly. Kind of like, let's see here. How often do you clean your room?
I just got it redecorated, so right now not often because it's really clean.
Okay, so if you just kind of came home, you took your clothes off and piled them up and you never picked them up, you said, you know, I'm just tired, I'm not going to pick up my room, what would happen?
Well, I wouldn't know if there was an animal in there. I wouldn't have any clothes that are clean to wear.
Right, and what kind of state would your room get in?
If I was on a chart 1 to 10, it would be 11.
11? Yeah, because you know, you wouldn't have any clothes. It'd be like you didn't have any clothes at all because they'd all be dirty. I've seen you kind of running around and yeah, your clothes might be kind of funky and kind of smelling pretty bad. All right. So that's why we can't be lazy. We got to work hard on everything that we do. That's why you got to work on cleaning your room. You got to work on your homework. I know you get really good grades, but you don't get good grades if you don't study. Sometimes you got those tests and everything.
That's right.
So, hey, don't you have someplace to be right now?
I think I do, but I don't remember who he's with.
Well, you better go and do that interview.
Okay, bye.
I'll see you later, Colby.
Okay, now I'm here with Mr. Brandon, and he's a water sport instructor, and he's going to give us some advice on how to do it and what it's like being a water sport instructor. So what is it like being a water sport instructor?
Being a water sports instructor is great. I get to come out here every day and I get to teach people what I love to do. The passion of wakeboarding, skiing, and you know, just at the beginning of the day, it's great seeing everybody, the passion of being in the sport and being able for people to learn how to water ski and wakeboard. It's just great being able to share my passion with other people.
So is it hard to water ski and stuff?
Some people think so, but actually getting up is really easy. And once you get up, most people just get this passion to go out and, you know, just like for me, I just listen to what I say and, you know, people can get right along and learn how to ski or wakeboard quite efficiently.
So once you just get up, it's easy the rest of the way. You just
No, it's not easy. Everybody has their challenges and bumps and turns, you know, and some people take hard crashes, you know, and sometimes that scares them. And it's natural to be scared at first when you're wakeboarding or skiing. But, you know, usually if you have a passion behind it, like I have, I've been wakeboarding for 7 years, you know, nothing can really stop you out there on the water. You just keep on having the pursuit of progression and having fun.
Well, so what is some advice that you would give to some of our viewers about if they wanted to consider wakeboarding or skiing?
Wakeboarding or skiing, you know, obviously you got to have the equipment, and it is smart the first few times you start off to have an instructor or somebody that can really help you out on the water. Makes it a lot more fun time instead of you having to crash and keep kind of having to get up. But, you know, definitely, you know, just try to do it, you know, just try to get out there. You can come out here to Trophy Lakes on Johns Island and we'll be happy to teach you. You know, but that's just some of the stuff I'd probably recommend.
Pull yourself up. Now I want you to like stay. See how this kind of looks like a cannonball? Count to 5, and after you count to 5, so you can slowly try to stand up. All right, and just keep your knees, even when you get up, just keep your knees slightly bent. It's okay to lean back a little bit, okay? Grab onto this handle, and now I want you to start walking backwards.
Sideways off.
No, just keep walking backwards. Now just lean backwards. Lean back. There you go. All right, cannonball, 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 cannonball. Stand up, up, yeah! Woo! Ah, that was good. All right, you do the same thing again. Remember, when you get up, you can slowly stand up. Just kind of sit back in that chair and keep those arms straight.
Do you want to be part of Colby's Corner? Well, ask your parents' permission first, then go to colbyscornertv.com or to his Facebook page at facebook.com/Colby's Corner. Let's go see where Colby is now.
So now I'm here with Mr. Rob, and he's a park ranger. So how long have you been working as a park ranger?
I've been a park ranger for over 13 years.
And have you been a park ranger at any other park?
I have. This is my third park, Charlestown Landing, but I've also been at Hickory Knob State Resort Park and at Table Rock State Park.
So what are some of the duties that you have to do while being a park ranger?
Well, rangers have a wide variety of duties depending on the park where they work. This is a historic site, so I have to know the history of the park. I also manage the business aspects of the park, so I have to know a little bit of accounting and bookkeeping and human resource management practices. But I also have to know a lot about nature and serving people. Customer service is what we're all about.
So is it hard being a park ranger?
Well, it's difficult at times, but it's so much fun, it's worth it.
So what kind of training did you have to go through to become a park ranger?
Well, first of all, I went to college. I had to get a college degree, and that helped me become a park ranger. And then we have to train while we are park rangers, and we go through a lot of different types of training. We go through law enforcement training. We also go through nature training. For instance, I'm a climbing arborist. We have to be able to take care of the trees and plants on the park, but we also have to be able to take care of animals or protect animals from people.
What type of degree did you get to help you become a park ranger?
My degree is actually in business management, but some park rangers major in resource management or natural resources, biology or natural science or things like that.
So what advice would you give to any of our viewers that want to consider being a park ranger as their job?
Well, first of all, I'd recommend that they go visit some parks of various kinds, historic sites, state parks, national parks, and others. And also go to college and make good grades and get a good education.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rob.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming out today.
At the Charleston Animal Society, and I'm here with a perform surgery, and I will be with Dr. Lucy, who's a veterinarian, and I'm going to go talk to her about her life's work. So what is it like to be a veterinarian?
Well, I have to say it's probably different than I thought it would be when I started, but still cool. It's a lot of, what I do here is a lot of trying to make sure we don't have too many unwanted animals in the world. So I'm not directly saving animals' lives every day. That's kind of what I thought it would be like when I was younger, but I'm doing it indirectly, so it's still pretty cool. I'm still getting to do what I like. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's not very easy to explain, but I have to say when I get to see like an animal, you know, is hurting or who has a bad infection and I can fix it right there, that's probably the coolest part for me.
What age did you want to become a vet?
Alright, so I decided I wanted to become a veterinarian when I was in 6th grade, so I was about 11 or 12 years old. I knew I wanted to do something with animals before that, but I decided on veterinarian about that age.
What kind of schooling did you have to do?
Well, lots and lots. That's the, but, so I had to go to regular college, so undergrad. I went to Clemson, and then after I finished at Clemson, I went to the University of Georgia for another 4 years of medical school. So that was after high school.
So altogether?
Altogether, 8 years after high school.
How long does the typical surgery last?
For me, about 10 minutes. Probably average 7 to 10 minutes. Some take longer, so female dogs take longer. They take about 10 or 15 minutes. And I just finished that male dog while we were talking. That was probably about, I don't know, 5 minutes, something like that. So it really varies, but about 10 or 15 minutes.
Is there other animals that like have surgery on besides cats and dogs?
Yep, we do surgery on rabbits, so we spay or neuter rabbits depending on the sex. We've also, in the past, done a couple of goats. We've neutered a couple of goats, and we've neutered a couple of rats, too. A little different.
So, like, how would you take care of, like, a dog has, like, a disease, let's say heartworms?
Okay. Well, heartworms in particular, you've got to give the dog injections that kill the heartworm. So it's an injection in the muscle, it goes in the back, and it's a pretty big needle. It's a pretty painful injection, actually. And that's if the dog has gotten heartworms, if it wasn't on the preventative medicine. If it's on the preventative medicine, all you gotta do is give them a pill every month, and they don't end up with it.
What advice would you give to any of our viewers that wanted to take the vet as a career?
Okay. Well, advice, obviously you gotta do pretty well in school. So you gotta, pay attention, especially in science class, but also English. But you should also spend as much time as you can visiting veterinary offices if they'll let you, visiting zoos, thinking about what it's like taking care of those animals. See if you can, go to different I don't know, camps and things. I did lots of different camps when I was younger. Science camps, all kinds of stuff. And that way, you'll know, first of all, that you like it, and second of all, you'll know what you could do as a veterinarian. There are all different kinds of ways to be a vet, all different kinds of fields you can go into.
What kind of degree do you have to get to be a vet?
It's a medical degree, so we're like doctors, but it's called a DVM, so that stands for Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. But it's just it's the same number of years of school as a people doctor, human doctor. We just have a different 3 letters behind our name.
So when I go to the doctor, I tell them what's wrong, but how do you know what's wrong with the dogs?
Well, that's a good question because it can be really, really hard. Usually we'll look at the way the dog's behaving, or the cat. You know, just like your doctor, if you're a baby and you can't, you know, usually your mom would tell the doctor what was going on, but maybe they don't know. So we look at behavior. You know, sometimes behavior tells us where an animal's hurting. They'll hold their paw up, or they'll kind of like, you know, hunker down if their belly hurts. We also will pull blood and do tests on the blood, and that can tell us what's going on. We can take radiographs or x-rays, pictures of the animal, all different kinds of things like that. Those all help us know.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is a dog Dr. Lucy just operated on, but what are y'all gonna do for him?
Oh, well, after they come out the operating room, we decided to look after the dog, so we first put sugar in his mouth. Yes. Then we look at his ears, see if it's dirty. Very dirty, so we'll clean them.
Right here.
Then my partner Colby usually clip the dog nails.
And also look for excess blood around the surgery area.
How long have y'all been working here, and what do y'all do?
I've been here for 7 years. I'm a surgery technician. And Jen?
I've been here for about 5 months now.
Yeah, something.
What is a surgery tech?
Well, we take care of the animals. We bring them out, bring them into the building, put name tags and everything on them. We put them in their kennels. We hold them for the vets to check them to make sure that they're healthy for surgery. And then we bring them out for surgery. And we give them their drugs to knock them out. And then we get them ready for surgery. We intubate them, and we shave them, we scrub them, take them in for surgery. And then we take care of them after surgery also.
Okay, now that you saw Dr. Lucy and all the people that work with her so she can do her job, and that is another great career.
Oh, there's my stir sticks.
Hey, Peter Pete!
Hey, Colby.
I told you I'd be back.
Yeah, well, how did the interviews go?
It went really well. I learned a lot.
Did you? Really cool jobs?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool, good deal. You know, it's really neat that you're getting out there and learning about all these different jobs. Did you know there was that many different types of jobs?
No.
Did you know there were some really cool jobs like that?
Yes, that I did.
Yeah, I mean, you were out there talking to a ski instructor. How cool is that?
That really is cool.
I mean, getting out there and just going, all right, just keep your arms straight, bend your knees, keep your back straight. I mean, that seems like it's cake, but he took a lot of practice to be able to do that.
And that's actually harder than you would think it is.
Yeah, but you made it look easy though. Yeah, but hey, you know, that's part of learning, that's part of working. You know, like I said before, whatever you do, you have to work at it. It doesn't matter if you're out there fishing. I mean, hey, I get to drive a boat and I get fishing. You know what they say about fishing, right?
Nope.
You don't?
No.
There's never really a bad day fishing. A bad day fishing is better than a good day at work. But if you're working, then there's not, and you're working as a boat captain and you're fishing, there's never a bad day.
Not really.
So, I mean, that's just really cool how they get to do those different jobs. You know, I get to paint all the time. You know, as I'm painting, I get to just reflect on things that God has done for me and different things.
That's actually a job I would want to do, is be an artist when I grow up.
Oh, you want to be an artist?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Maybe you can give me some lessons?
Well, I can show you maybe how to paint a wall, but that's about the extent. I'm not like no Picasso. So I can't go out there and just paint that kind of stuff. I can do kind of abstract stuff like you see all around me and on my suit, but That's about the extent of it. I mean, people do have that kind of job, and that is their work, and that's really cool too.
And I've seen some really cool paintings. People are really talented.
Oh yeah, they are some very talented people. But you know, it's just not in paintings that people are talented. Some people can talk to different people, and that's a talent, and that's a job, kind of like what you do when you go out and talk to different people. That's different work.
And Colby's Corner is my job.
That's right. Colby's Corner is your job, besides what you do at home, like cleaning your room, working on your homework, playing your different sports.
Doing dishes sometimes.
Doing your dishes. Just like, hey kids, all you guys need to do this stuff at home too and help your parents out. You know, it's something that you got to do. All right, so do you remember the verse from earlier today?
I think I do, but let's put it up for you.
For me? You don't think I remember it?
I don't know.
All right, well, I may or may not. Okay, let's see here. All right, here's my paint bucket. Can you splash it out there for me?
Sure, I'll try.
All right, here you go, and I'll read it, okay? And flip. All right, so it's found in Proverbs 6, verses 10 and 11. Hey, Colby, why don't you go ahead and say it?
Okay, so it says, "You say I need a rest. I think I'll take a short nap. But then you sleep and become poorer and poorer. Soon you will have nothing, and it will be as a thief came and stole everything you owned."
See, you understand what that verse says?
It's just like I said earlier, if you sleep, people could just come and steal everything you have.
That's right. So if you're not paying attention or you're just resting and you're not doing your work, it also says that you're going to become poorer and poorer. I mean, if you don't work, you're not going to have any money to go buy your video games, to go buy your clothes.
Or even food.
That's right. So you have to work, and you always have to work hard at it. And that's kind of what that scripture is talking about. So, hey, do you have an email address that people can send you something?
If I remember right, it's askcolby@wlcn.tv.
That's right. Hey, kids, if you're out there and you want to ask Colby a question or you have a comment about the show, send them an email at...
It's askcolby@wlcn.tv.
And if they want to see you on Facebook, where should they go?
Facebook.com/Colby's Corner.
All right. And his website is colbyscornertv.com.
But kids, before you go on that website, always, under every circumstance, ask your parents' permission before you go to it.
That's right. Hey, Colby, you know, I got to start load the van up so I can get going to my job site. So I will see you later, all right?
Wait, can I help you?
Oh, yeah, sure. You can help me. Sure. Okay, here. You got the brush. Okay, you got that one. Okay, can you hold that one there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see. You take this one.
Okay.
Okay, hold this. Okay.
I think I can get it on that hand.
You got that one? Okay, hold on. I got one more for you.
I'm getting that one in this hand.
Okay. All right, so here you go.
Okay.
All right. All right, kids. So we'll see you next time right here on Colby's Corner. Oh, I guess that's all I need. Colby's got the rest of it. Hey, you got it all?